And we are kicking off with our very first caller. Oh, this is exciting. First one. Hurrah. And it's Claire in Manchester. Hello, Claire.
Welcome back. Hello.
Hello. Hurrah!
Oh, how wonderful is this? How long have we been waiting? It feels like forever.
I know. Well, bless you. Lovely that this fabulous company's agreed. Greatest Hits Radio. I'm now loyal, steadfast and true. So happy days. And I gather you've got somebody there that even God named a garden after.
Oh, yes. The last time I spoke to Alan, it was a few weeks before you left, and she was poorly that night.
Oh, right.
And she was on the radio, and she was over the moon that you spoke to her.
No, I remember.
Yes.
I blame you, of course. It was about 3 weeks before I left, yes.
It was, love, yes. I was on doing my house up, and when she found out tonight that we're on the radio, she's got a grin from ear to ear like on Christmas morning, and she'd love to say welcome back if that's okay.
Well, I would love Eden to come on, absolutely.
All right, my love, all right. Hello.
Hello, Eden. You sound much better than you did the last time I talked to you.
Yeah.
Is that good? You been enjoying the holiday?
Yeah.
What you been up to?
Welcome back.
Well, thank you very much. What you been doing? Where have you gone? What have you eaten? Tell me everything.
Well, I've been on holiday for a week in the north of Scotland.
Oh, wow, that's brilliant. What was the weather like? Was it all right?
All right.
Because anything that means it's not raining is all right up there, you know. That's fantastic. Did you see the coast and everything? Did you eat a haggis? What have you done?
Yeah. We went out for a few nights.
Oh, did you? Nights on the town. Did you? I hope you didn't come back after a whiskey or anything.
No.
That's all right. Plenty of time for that. Plenty of time. So when did you go back? Or are you off what feels like forever now?
We're going back in 2 weeks.
2? Oh, that's still plenty of time, isn't it? You'll be able to stay up late with me every Sunday, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thanks. So what are you hoping to be when you get bigger then, Eden?
Well, I'm hoping to be a surgeon.
A surgeon? Oh, blame you, you're going to have to study at school for that. That's going to be a tough one, but why not? We need surgeons, don't we? We need clever people like you. That's great. What gave you the idea to do that then?
I don't know. I just wanted to be one.
Yeah, you watch medical programs and stuff.
Sometimes.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't mind the ones that are pretendy. You know, like you know the Grey's Anatomy and those kind of shit. Don't mind them, but I don't like looking at the real stuff much.
Yeah.
Get a bit squishy when it comes to opening body parts up and stuff like that. But hey, fantastic. Hey, well, congratulations and thank you very much for being my officially first call ever on Greatest Hits. That's fantastic. That will live forevermore, you know.
Yeah.
You can never change that. You are now a part of history. So that's fantastic. So thank you very much. Is your mammy still there?
Yeah.
All right, stick here. And thank you, Eden. Lovely talking to you, darling.
Yeah.
Right,
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hi, Claire.
Hi, hello, sorry. Alan should take up the whole of your show.
I know, it's all right. I'm sure she will. Hey, but thank you very much for getting on here. That was fantastic. And I tell you, blame me, you're doing all the right things with Eden. She sounds bright as a button.
Absolute angel. God sent her.
Really? She's got no bad habits at all that you can tell me.
No, but teenage years around the corner, so we'll see.
Oh, I can almost feel the screws from the hinges of your door getting ready for a slam. Fantastic. Hey, keep doing well, Claire. Bless you, darling. Thank you for coming on.
Take care, sweetheart.
I will. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, love.
Right, thank you. Oh, that was that nice. Lovely. Does your child want to be a surgeon, or have they already said to you, no, I want to be a deep sea diver, or whatever? Give me a call right now on the big one.
0191 488 3188.
This is Night Owls.
Greatest Hits Radio.
You are with the big one. Alan Robson with you. And who else is trying to get through now? It's going to be a really busy night. As I say, the first time we've done music and calls for, in my lifetime, about a good 20-odd years. So let's get as many of you on as we can and some great tunes as well. Let's do that. We might as well do everything, eh? And we've got an email from Lee in Manchester. Oh, he says, hi, Alan, living in Manchester. Just found out where your show is. So glad. I found you by accident 30-odd years ago when I broke my leg and I couldn't sleep with the pain. No cable TV in their days, but thank heavens for the interweb. And I found you online. a great reminder of home. Felt a bit sentimental and homesick. All the best to you. Tremendous. And also, if you want to text in, we've got a new text number, because the old text number's got about 4,000 people texting it. The text number is Alan, A-L-A-N, 61054. Text Alan plus your message to 61054. Meanwhile, we have Gemma, who is in Greenside. Hello, Gemma.
Oh my God, I can't believe that you've actually phoned us up. Oh my God, I'm so excited.
Well, you phoned us up, so we phoned you back. That's how we do it.
Yes, I know, but I didn't expect it.
Hey! Fantastic.
I'm
Hey.
so happy that you're back on air. Honestly, we're all really excited. We've been waiting so long for this.
That's good news, isn't it? Thank you.
It is so good news. Right, I just I got in touch because do you remember that I bumped into you in Primark and I asked you for a selfie?
Oh, blimey, I was just taking my top off to try something on. No, it was in a queue before you start. But then at Primark, mind you, that's a shop and a half, isn't it? There's nothing
God,
quite like Primark.
Honestly, I heard your voice when I was doing a little bit shopping in my dinner break.
Yeah.
And then I looked and I was like, oh my God, it's Alan Robson.
Well, there you go. All of these things you can do when you're not working every night. That's the thing. So there you go.
I know, I'm so excited. I can't believe I'm talking to you.
It's too easy. It was lovely meeting you. Thank you very much for saying hi, because an awful lot of people, when they walk past you, they do that thing where they go, Sir Robson, Sir Robson, Sir Robson.
I know, but I thought, you know what, we love you so much, I had to get a selfie with it to show me friends.
Well, that's hey, never worry about that. It's fantastic. What did you buy? Hang on. What did you buy in Primark then? What'd you get?
I can't remember, actually. I really can't. It was probably socks or underpants for the kids or something like that.
Whatever it was, you got change off a quid. That's the thing.
Yeah, exactly. It's dead cheap, isn't it? I mean, yeah, I'm still in shock, you know. I can't believe that I'm on air.
Aye, you are, absolutely. Anything else you'd like to say, James?
Yes, you know, you were talking about first-time jobs and things.
Yeah.
Well, I started listening to you when I was 14. That was my first ever job in the local chippy, and that's when we started listening to you on the radio. And I was only 14.
Wow.
And I worked it out. It was 23 years ago.
Good gracious.
It's mental health.
Terrifying. Did you not have any problems? Because I used to go out with a, not from a chippy, like a fish and chip shop. I used to go out with a girl who worked in a wet fish shop, selling wet fish and prawns and crabs and everything. And she did carry a little bit of it home with her, it has to be said. Did you not have that same problem in the chippy?
The smell, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, but you just come home and have a shower or a bath, man, it's fine.
Fine. Yeah,
that's
but
horrible, that, like.
It is a bit.
What they're talking about.
No, but it's a hair thing, isn't it? If you got any kind of she had longish hair, and it was.
But she obviously didn't get a bath, did she?
I think she might have had a bath, but she should have washed her hair more often. That was the trick.
Yeah, you've got to wash the whole. Yeah, you've got to wash head to toe. You can't just wash your body and not your hair when you're working a chippy like.
I just have a feeling she was thinking, "Oh, Alan wants to take me out. I'll have to be quick. I'll leave a bar of lard in my hair." Ugh,
oh my God.
Yeah, it wasn't. When her hair moved, it moved together.
Oh. Are you enjoying being back on air?
Ah, my goodness, it's like breathing again. It's what I need, absolutely. So, hey, thank you for being part of it and what it is. So, thank you very much for coming on. You take care.
Can I give a shout out before?
Yeah, of course you can, always.
Right, I want to say hi to my fiance Darren and my friends Colin and Rachel, and also Paula, Amos, and Cheryl Pett, please.
That's lovely. Thanks, Gemma.
Thank you so much.
Take it easy. Bye-bye. Oh, that's really nice. Mind you, isn't it funny how if ever you're in House of Fraser, nobody notices you, but if you're in Primark, like they're kind of queuing up. Anyway, we're talking to people, and there's people aplenty. Hurrah. We have, I think it's Peter, who's in Chapel Park. Hello, Peter.
Hello, Alan. You right?
Yes, good, mate. What you got for me?
God, it's good to hear your voice, I tell you.
Oh, thank you very much.
I don't think I'm as excited as Gemma, the previous caller. But honestly, it's been like the worst breakup ever. I've been listening to you for 15 years now or something like that.
Good, man.
And then you just disappeared without a single text or anything.
Yeah, it's my fault. The way you've got to look at it was me. All right.
Yeah.
Don't take it against yourself. It was me.
It wasn't me, it was you.
I'm sorry, mate. I felt it just the same the other way around, because you'll know yourself if you get into a routine, and this is what every day is.
You do.
And then all of a sudden, it's not there anymore. It's like being a mummy. You know, you're the Walking Dead. I'm afraid I've got to get out there and get back and get back as many shows as I can, as soon as I can. So that's the plan. Thank you very much for coming on.
So what have you been up to? What have you been doing?
I've been doing, in a way, you might think, oh, blame, he's had a whale of a time. I've tried to get out and visit places, because you tend not to do that if you don't get home till middle of the morning, you know, like 3:30, 4 o'clock. You get up and it's afternoon, kind of, by the time you get there. Then you're getting ready to head back in again. So I've been able to, like, sleep. But the problem is, I've discovered the more you sleep. And I'm thinking, well, I'll go to bed tonight, it's 9:30. Right, well, this is unthinkable, you know, with the body clock kind of thing.
Aye.
I'll go to bed at about 9:30. I'm feeling a little bit tired. I woke up, it was 3:20 in the afternoon. And I'm thinking, maybe it's all of the sleep that I've lost for all those years was like coming back. But I'm thinking, well, that's a day gone as far as I'm concerned, because I like to be doing stuff. So just happy to have something to do. That's good news.
Oh, you've been a massive miss, Alan, honestly, you really have.
But I gather you've been busy getting a toilet fitted. What's that all about?
Well, I have. I have had a new toilet fitted. I got one fitted today. It was the first time I've ever had to get a new toilet fitted.
What exactly? I'm scared to ask this, but what exactly was it that you did to the last one that made it unlivable?
Well, we're just trying to modernise. We moved into a new house. Well, I say a new house. Been there 2 years now.
Right.
And she's wanting to put her own stamp on the place and stuff like that.
Fair enough.
She's we're doing it downstairs, and she says, "Oh, I'll do the toilet as well. But what I want is a lovely new posh toilet, one that, you know, the toilet seat won't slam down; it'll go down really."
Oh,
slowly.
right. Well, that is posh. I haven't got one of them, right?
Aye, and get this as well, Alan. It's got a sink. The sink is in the top of the toilet.
What?
Have you ever seen one of them?
No.
No. So you can, like, strip yourself off and stuff.
Yeah, well, the thing is, if you're washing your hands while she's still on the toilet, that's going to be a bit awkward.
Honestly, it's dead posh. But I couldn't believe it. When the plumber came the day to fit it,
wow.
I never thought it would be that bad and letting the old one go. I was like, you're not getting in until I've done my last
One last blast. I understand. I get it.
It was emotional. It was emotional.
It was emotion, anyway. But the thing with toilets that I find is you spend an awful lot of time there, and it's not all just about what you're doing on them. It's what you're thinking.
Well, I'll be
it's how you're feeling. It's all that.
My last minute that I spent on it, I was looking to find out how do I listen to the night owls again. That's what I was saying.
Isn't this fun? I don't know whether we take this as a compliment, but the last time I was pooing, I was thinking about Alan. Well, thanks very much.
There is a compliment in there somewhere.
I'm sure there was. Is it in now? Is it good? I mean, is that the last great job, or has she got more planned?
I think it's done. I mean, I flushed it and I think it's went away.
Fabulous.
No, she's got a lot more planned, believe me, and it involves a lot more money to be spent as well.
Are you not a DIY kind of guy? Because, you know, all of our dads used to be able to put a toilet in and do that in 20 minutes.
No, I've got a cousin, Tony's called, and he can do anything. I mean,
right.
Jack of all trades, he's master of none, was one of them. But
you're saying this, he's just put your netty in. I will give him a chance.
Well, I need to find out how it went, though. I mean, I flushed it the night. We'll see what's happening in the morning with it. We'll see if he's done a good job.
And from where you're living, probably the height of the Tyne went up a foot when you did. Like logs on a Canadian river.
I didn't think it would be so emotional getting rid of a toilet, you know. It was really bad.
Well, it's been with you a while. You've had many a good and bad time there. You've shared together.
There's been many thoughts crossed my mind while I've been in there.
Anyway, thank you for coming on, Pete. Great hearing from you, man. I'm back. Thank you for calling.
I've got a joke before I go out.
Oh, let's have it.
Right, so what comes before thunder?
Oh no!
What comes
That's my
before?
daughter shout, no.
What comes before thunder?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Saturday?
Oh, thank you and good night. 01914 3188. Mention that the new text number is text Alan, ALAN, plus your message to 61054. They've already started coming in. Christine in Bishop Auckland says, yes, hoping it's more than a Sunday. Great to listen to you again. Thank you very much. Hi, Alan, listening in Kirby Thor in Cumbria. I'm originally from Moore, but listened to you since I was a kid. I'm 40 now. So bloody chuffed you're back. Thank you. Alan, welcome back, kidda. Welcome home. Thank you. It does feel kind of like what a home is when I'm on the wireless with you guys. And on the subject of what children want to be when they're older. Oh, here we go. Our 5-year-old, Annie Rose, that's with a hyphen, wants to be a cat. There you go. From Michael and Summer in Newcastle. Well, cat's a good thing to be, isn't it? Lots more stuff piling by as well. Tracy, so pleased to have you back. I've planned today around you coming back. You don't know how much of a miss you've been. I'll be able to sleep better tonight. Alan Robson's back. All is well with the world. Thank you, Tracy. David Hutchinson, welcome back. Always listen to you and always will. Thank you. Loyal, steadfast and true. Incidentally, you know how regularly on a previous incarnation, there was a guy who would always send me whatever his dinner was. Well, I'm afraid he's already sent me his dinner again, and I shall tell you what it was a little. There it is, and it's Craig and Peter Lee. This is my first Sunday dinner, just to welcome you back, and you see, this is a time of night when I'm traditionally hungry. Tonight, I'm already just an ounce of starving. And this one, a bit of a mushy potatoes, bacon. It may be pork, but I think it looks like bacon. But there does look to be like ham underneath it all. New potatoes, peas, carrots, 2 Yorkshire puddings, a slosh of gravy. Now, the thing is, if you didn't have a Sunday dinner today, and I didn't, don't you just wish you could stick your entire face in that? Now, a little bit earlier on, I was mentioning that I had a bit of a story about Gina McKee, who is the lady who's on just before me. And Gina, in one of the things that she published online, told everybody that she had an amazing holiday, one of her favourite holidays, in Malta. And she stayed, not in a hotel room or anything, she stayed in a cave, which has got to be pretty damn cool. And it reminded me of a trip that I had. We get trips sometimes so that I go out and do the trip and we can get a holiday on the back of that for one of you. And while I was away in Jamaica, they send you away on trips and you take the microphone and you get the best of whatever they are. And I was in this cave about 300 or 400 feet underground where the stalactites and stalagmites were all crystals, white and blue and red, amazing. And they put you on a boat and you see all the bats hiding in the little hidey holes. But in the distance, there was a guy sitting on an island, an underground island in a cave. And all he had was a guitar that only had about 4 strings on it. But he was singing this next song. And it is a memory that I will have as long as I live, because, blame me, it really just sums up that part of the world. Lovely stuff. No woman, no crying. I just remember in that echoey cave, you know, when everybody was being kind of shuttled from one side of this underwater reservoir to the stairs to get out, just in the background, everything gonna be all right. And it is. Everything is going to be all right. Absolutely. We'll help each other through it every step of the way. Don't forget, if you want to give me a call, 091 488 3188, or you could text Alan, then put your message to 61054. A lot of people emailing too. Hi, welcome back. What I wanted to be when I was younger, says Angie, I wanted to be Mowgli. I was so jealous that he lived in the jungle with the animals and the wolves were his family. How cool is that? David also sent me a photograph of a bird perched in his garden. It's actually on his windowsill, and it's a peregrine falcon. So I would imagine the fact that you had that bird in your garden probably meant you lost a sparrow or two. And Stephen McGarry, what can I say? Mr. Alan Robson, you can never keep a good man down. Welcome back to the Flashing Blade. You wouldn't believe how much you've been missed. Who has stayed with you, Alan? Hopefully everybody, that's the deal. And talking about jobs, Stephen says, I used to work at McDonald's, and when people left, we soaked them with water, ketchup, mustard, pickle juice, the lot. Yeah, that's a goodbye you don't really want, isn't it? 01914 883 188. And somebody says, is Tony Hollywood McShane still on the team? Well, you just heard him pulling the fader down. Of course he's still on the team. How long for? Well, that is another question altogether. Let's go to Louise. Every little breeze seems to whisper Louise. And she's in South Shields. Hello, Louise.
Woo!
And,
Hello, Alan.
hello, love. How you doing?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm better now, thank you. Now that I'm back in the chair, thank you. What you got? What you got? Sorry.
It's lovely to hear your voice.
Thank you.
We have missed you so much in this house.
I'm good to be home. Thank you.
Well, one thing I will say, you might remember me as the girl who was on the last Monday of your shows, where I was, it was my mum. She actually laughed at something when she went into labour.
Oh, yes.
Me.
Yes. Oh, my goodness.
I've come back. I've come with you. Just like I said. In actual fact, I've been playing Little Plum to my little boy, and when your show came on tonight with Little Plum, your famous signature song,
right,
he was sitting dancing to it.
Well, there you go. It's a timeless little thing, and we put a little poll out, or apparently the guys put a poll out while I was away saying, what do you fancy for a new start with Greatest Hits Radio? So a new trailer, a new piece of music for the start, and I think it was 96% said no, bring Little Plum back. So that's what
me
we've
and my
done.
family voted. Yeah,
That's great. Well, it's down to you that we got it back. That's the deal.
Well, can I just say that I've got something written down at the minute.
Okay.
Fingers crossed for more to come for you.
Thank you.
Because we have missed you a lot.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I was actually suffering with anxiety at the time, that unfortunately you.
Right, I'm sorry.
No, nothing to be sorry about, Alan.
No, it's funny though, because we got a few special needs friends, and they like the same thing to be constant. They don't like change at all, and it was a heck of a shock to many of them. And I've had a few calls with some of them off air, just trying to make sure that they're all right. But people always used to say, if you listen to somebody else's troubles, it makes your trouble seem less.
Yeah.
And I think that's absolutely true, really, isn't it?
It is, definitely, Alan. Right, Alan, what I came to talk to you about was, I don't know if you're aware of South Tyneside Hospital Children's A&E being closed through the night.
I heard, and I'm stunned. I mean, what are the people of Shields going to do about it?
Well, in actual fact, I'm going to mention a gentleman who, he was actually a nurse at the South Shields General Hospital.
Right.
He's called Phil Brown.
Mm-hmm.
He's actually, out of the goodness of his heart, with his wife, organised a project called the Pegasus Project,
right,
along with people of South Tyneside who have rallied round all together.
Right.
Through that project, what they're doing is it's like a charitable sort of thing. So if there's people struggling, obviously if it's like an emergency, obviously that's down to the ambulance service. That's absolutely, untouched.
Yeah.
But if, for example, somebody on 111 had said, oh, you just need to get yourself to Sunderland, and it was a parent who was going to struggle, like myself, I rely on public transport.
Right.
I mean, I've got family members, but you don't really like bothering family members,
No, and families don't mind helping once.
Yeah.
They maybe don't mind helping twice, but when it gets to 3, they're whispering behind your back. Absolutely.
Exactly. Well, what he's done is, it's basically, you would contact him if you couldn't get to Sunderland Royal Hospital through the night with your child, and he would then organise maybe to meet you somewhere with a van.
How good is that?
They take you through to Sunderland Royal.
Well done.
Providing, obviously, it's not an emergency, but like I say, that's down to the ambulance service. But obviously, safely through to Sunderland, and then obviously they would come back. If there was another call, they would come back, and
Sure.
nobody would be left stranded. So that's like South Tyneside, South Shields, Jarrow, Hebburn, Whitburn, Bolton, and things like that.
Wow, it's quite a size patch. I mean, Phil's phoned the show before. He's got a history of working within the health service, especially where children are concerned. So he's a good, solid fella, and he's proven it now, isn't he? How good is that?
Definitely. I mean, given the fact of what's going on with, obviously, the South Tyneside Hospital as a whole.
So, I mean, has it gone now? Or are they still arguing about it?
It's still in debate because obviously they're trying to claim a loan through South Tyneside Council now with 35 million. I think it actually went up from that. So basically, obviously they've started with children's A&E through the night. Are they going to get rid of that through the day as well? So then obviously you've got to travel to Sunderland through the day if you need services, or what's next, basically.
Everybody's a bit windy though that are on councils at the present moment because they don't know, they've got no idea what the whole Brexit thing's going to mean and whether they're going to have to find money. And we were told right at the very beginning with Brexit that a lot of the small local services provided by health bodies in general, not just NHS ones, but a lot of them are funded by Europe, which I had no idea of. But apparently the European funding provides for looking after elderly people and what have you. So they don't know where the money's going to come from. So it is going to be
it's a worrying time.
It is, absolutely. Well, let's hope it works out for all concerned and common sense returns. Anything else then, Louise?
That's all for this week, Alan. I might contact you again in the future, I hope. Anyway.
I hope so too. Thanks again. Cheers, Lou.
Thank you, Alan. Bye.
Night.
Call Alan Robson's Night Owls now.
0191 488 3188.
This is real life conversation with the voice of the North.
Greatest Hits Radio.
And just remember that if you ever get asked by anybody where F. Blader Square happens to be now, make sure you just tell them. It's Greatest Hits Radio, and we're sharing some of those hits with you, but the good thing is, getting a chance to have a good bit crack in the meantime. Just got an email from Scott McGeechan, and says, just to let you know that I couldn't wait around with you not being on the radio, so I decided to take a 6-week holiday to America. I'm not hanging around twiddling my thumbs till you get back on the airwaves. So I've done 3 weeks in Disney and Universal, and these last 3 weeks in Miami. Got 4 days left, so I've just missed the beginning of the show, but got my earpiece in, listening to you on South Beach. Hot, but really happy to hear you again. Get in. The flashing blade is back, says Scott. Thank you, Scott. Meanwhile, we have April, who's on Tyneside. Hello, April.
Hi, Alan.
Hello, darling. What can we do for you tonight?
I've just got a couple of things, really. When you were on about things that you use that you have in your home.
Yeah, weird stuff.
Yeah, I've got 2 gold elephants to bring the gold through your door. They're on like my stairs. And I also have...
to bring the gold... How much gold do you get through your door, April?
Well, not bullions. I wish. That would be nice.
Wow. How big are these things then?
They're just little. They can like fit in your hand.
Oh, all right. I'm thinking like size of a coffee table or something.
No, I wouldn't like to carry one of those up the stairs.
No, maybe not. But so, I mean, when people see them, do they not kick them down the stairs every time they're climbing up?
No, because they're at the side. My little boy, he likes to play with them.
Right.
But obviously, they're breakable, so I don't like him playing with them. But he knows to be gentle with them.
Right, otherwise, hell will go and pay him a visit.
Oh, honestly, it's a nightmare, because then if one breaks, you've got to replace it. So.
Why are elephants, and particularly those elephants, so special to you then?
I think it's just like the spiritual side of it, because I'm very spiritual.
Right.
I've also got a native Indian photo. It's like made of canvas with like bamboo what holds it up with like ribbon string sort of stuff.
Right.
And that's like for protection for my home, for my family, and for like the spiritual side again. And I also use crystals as well.
Wow. Well, I mean, the whole idea, I know a little bit about this kind of stuff because, you know, my faith system is essentially just looking at everybody else's faith system. And elephants spiritually mean courage and tolerance, strength and stamina and all those kind of things. So that's not a bad thing to have on your side, is it really?
No, definitely not.
That's pretty good, pretty good. Anything else in down?
Yes, I would just like to. I've got Rex from Toy Story.
Yeah.
It's like a big, massive Rex
Dinosaur.
from like the Disney store. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's like interactive and stuff. Like it's like electronic and like you press like buttons on it.
Right.
Well, I would like to donate that to yourself, like for Cash for Kids.
Oh, that's tremendous. We'll put that to good use for sure. Yeah.
It's brand new. It's still in its box.
That's great.
I would just like obviously like drop it in, like maybe to the station or whatever.
Please feel free to do that. Just stick my name on it, and I'll make sure it gets to the right people. That's not.
Oh, that would be brilliant. I just think it would go to a good home.
Absolutely, no, 100%. Why pass it on? Does the bear not want it, or is he scared of it?
No, he's not scared of it. He's got one, so I ended up getting two. So
Wow.
I thought, and I told the company, but the company said that I could donate it to a charity.
Oh, that's sweet.
So I thought there's nothing better than Cash for Kids.
That's great. Hey, we'll put it to good purpose. Thank you for that. Lovely thing, April. I'll watch out for it. And thank you for calling.
Oh, no further. Can I just give a shout out to all the night owls and a big thank you to obviously the night owls, yourself and the night owls team. And I'm just super happy that you're back.
Thank you very much. Hey, great to have you with us. Cheers, April. Lots of love.
Lots of love. Bye, Alan.
Cheers, Dan. Bye-bye. And we're not staying there. Let's go somewhere else. Cramlington, where we've got Kai. Hello, Kai.
Hi, Alan. How are you?
I'm good, mate. Thank you kindly. What can we do for you, sir?
Well, I'd just like to say welcome back.
Thank you.
It's been a while since you come off Metro Radio and then gone into Greatest Hits. Yes. I think it's absolutely brilliant that you're back on air.
Good, thank you.
What I want to talk about is Brexit, because I think all this Brexit thing is just going. It's all up in the air at the minute.
I think it always has been, kind of, hasn't it, since the very beginning?
I mean, what is the Prime Minister going to do? I mean, even if they're not going to get a deal, how on earth is he going to get us straight out of Europe and into the I can't understand it at all.
Well, you see, this is the interesting thing was I took a break when I left the previous employ, knowing that this was coming middle August, and I was on holiday, and I said I don't want nobody ring, nobody. This is first chance that I've been unemployed for years, so I'm going to have a quick holiday. And while I was away, I only got one text. And it had a swear word in it. I'm not going to use a swear word, but it was something me. You'll have to work that one out yourself.
Yeah.
Boris's PM. That was that was the text. And you know we've talked about politics a million times in a million directions.
Yeah.
And it's just, should you or should you not? And I don't care what party you support. Should you not have a prime minister that at some level you should trust? It's some level.
Yeah.
Tony Blair with Iraq and weapons of mass destruction proved that you couldn't trust him.
No.
But here we go with respect to Boris. He lied about the bus to get everybody to vote Brexit in the first place, and now he's telling you. But now I'm telling you the truth. I can't trust I can't think of a politician that I would say I believe them, irrespective of party. Can't get my head around it anymore. And I think people have lost trust with politics over this whole mess.
To be honest, I don't trust any of them. Do you know what I mean? I don't trust Jeremy Corbyn because I think he's a nasty piece of work.
Yeah.
Boris Johnson, well, we'll have to see how he goes. But at the end of the day...
Because I've just heard that over the last few days that Jeremy Corbyn's trying to pull a bit of a flanker so that he can sneak in and become Prime Minister by almost like trumping him, trumping Boris. And I don't know how that's supposed to...
How is he going to do that, I wonder? Because surely he's got to go through all the rest of the MPs and all that to see if...
Well, he gets everybody to vote no confidence in Boris, after he's just been voted in, but this is for all the MPs of all parties. Do you trust him? And if they don't, then they've got to bring somebody else in to lead the country. And of course, Jeremy Corbyn thinks, I have a fine beard. Perhaps this could be me. But hey, who knows?
I wouldn't trust Labour after what Gordon Brown done.
But with the pensions, yeah.
I mean, to be honest, they've got into this mess. You know, they cannot get out of it. What the hell are they going to do?
Do you know, I was talking to somebody who knows nothing about politics, and they said, I don't follow politics at all, but I can imagine the word Brexit being around for the next 3 to 5 years. And you know, so do I. I just can't see an end. I can't see an end to it. They're talking about a no-deal Brexit leading to problems in Ireland, which will kick off the Troubles again. Oh, no. Now, come on.
Stewart, man, honestly. And even, to be honest, if we go back into recession, I think the whole blinking world is going to collide. Do you know what I mean? Because I think it's
This is why you need night owls, just somewhere to bitch. Yeah. Just get it all out, and we'll get... I always think of night owls as like, we're all sitting in a big floating emergency bed, from an aeroplane. We're all sitting in there and singing songs just to get us through the night.
Yeah.
Because we don't know what's coming in the morning. And it gets more like that every day. It's bizarre.
Oh, yeah, I know, definitely.
Hey, Kai, thank you very much for calling anyway.
All right.
Lovely to catch up with you, man. Thanks a lot.
Love you.
Right, bye-bye. Oh, he's a sweet man. There's Kai. Now, do you know, in the first hour, I removed a large tuft of hair from the side of Hollywood McShane because he recorded something for me that just was... he claims the computer stole it from him. Well, he may lose another tuft because... some of the people that we play the music of, I thought, go back to some of the chats that we've had, because I've been lucky enough to talk to pretty much everybody, and just give you just a little fragrant nosegay of their time with me. Gwen Stefani, no doubt, lovely story. She came in, she was unknown in Britain, but I was playing her tunes, and this was before she had a hit with him. So she said, he's playing my tunes, going to go and see him. And she did the song that she was going to release as her next single, which was called Don't Speak. And the song, she started playing it, and it's a beautiful song. And she got the sneezes. I've got this on tape somewhere. I'll have to dig it out. It's when Gwen got the sneezes singing Don't Speak. I've also got a beautiful session version. I might play you one night as well if you behave yourselves. However, while I was there, beautiful, slim, gorgeous Gwen Stefani, come on. I was asking her about food, wondering whether she ate at all. The all-time greatest meal you've ever had, but I've got an awful feeling I already know the answer with you, Gwen.
Oh, I don't know. My favorite food?
Yeah.
The funny thing about me is that I have, I like everything. I don't think there's one thing that I don't like. I'm trying to think.
The all-time best meal, if you could have any damn thing in front of you now, what would it be?
Right now, what I could have?
You're hungry, you're starving. What would it be, the one thing that you'd really, wow...
I would definitely have to say a pizza would just hit the spot right now.
Easy woman to please, and what a cheap date. What about
totally.
Oh, food. You know what? When we were making this record, this is the nice part about making the record. For 1 week, we were in a really nice studio, and along with it came free meals at any restaurant in LA. They were like, "Well, we'll bring in food every night. We'll bring in the menu. You can order whatever you want." So every night I ordered the same shrimp. I had shrimp pasta or something, and by the end of the time, I swear I looked at this little shrimp and I got sick. I had so much shrimp because that's a weird story, huh?
No, I'm thinking back to those days and thinking how exciting it was to order the food.
I ordered shrimp every single night to the point where I got sick of it, and then I quit for about 6 months. I couldn't eat another shrimp.
There's something really, if you are lucky enough ever to be in a radio station or a TV station when somebody's singing live in session. I'm so lucky. I've got hundreds of sessions of different people singing amazing songs. And you're sitting 2 feet from them. And in most cases, I'm engineering it, making sure that it sounds as good as it does. And sometimes you're just in awe. And at that time, Gwen was not the superstar that she is now. And as soon as you heard her do a session version of that, you knew that the next month she was going to just rock the whole world, and she did, and still is, luckily. Anyway, let's crack on. We have, now, a little bit earlier on, we heard from a lady telling me that a hospital in South Shields closing its late-night A&E for local children, and a gentleman's name was mentioned, Phil. Yes, Phil. Hi, Phil.
Hi, Alan, and welcome back.
Hello, thank you. Mind you, blimey, you've been stepping into the fore in the meantime. Well done, you.
Well done, you. I'm bound to say, I hope you have the most compelling future you can possibly have with your new radio show.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
I'm not going to labour the point because the lovely Louise was on earlier on, and she hasn't stolen me thunder, but she's been one of the strongest supporters from the get-go, and I'm so pleased that her and her mum have, behind the scenes, given me a lot of support and my wife. So I won't go on because she gave a good outline, but what I will say is, we're having to be as practical and as pragmatic as we can. The children's nurse in me thinks it's wrong to close from 10 at night till 8 in the morning. And it's the implications that it'll have, particularly not just for mums, but predominantly for mums. And if you haven't got a car, or your car suddenly just lets you down, and it's, people said, well, the buses still run from 10 till 11. I know, but when you've got a poorly bend and you've got to get the 7 miles down from one town to another, it's a complete change of psychology. One of the mums towards the Marsden area said, Phil, I know if I've had to dash before the 2.5 to 3 mile across into Shields General, it's not just getting there in a quick time. I had the confidence because it's such a good department that I could run in with my child very poorly and know that usually the night shift nurses knew me and my child and my son's need, and that's what's being lost, and we're trying not to be reactive to it, Alan. It's the times that we live in.
But I mean, is there no chance at all that public opinion and the support you're getting from the press and media, what have you, that this can be turned around, or is this just, it's all about the money?
Well, I think it is about the money. I mean, the latest gambit is that the council are going to try and broker a £35 million borrow, and Sunderland Council 15, and now they've added another 20 to make it 70. And what I think it is, somebody in an office, 15 miles above, is saying, oh well, if I join this dot at York City Hospital up to James Cook to a brand new build at Durham University, which is where I think the money's going to go. Then the RVI and Cramlington. Oh, and we'll get Berwick and Penrith, and then we've got nearly everybody near the motorways. And it's the American model, like as long as you've got a pulse, we can get you to a trauma centre. But it won't work. And the thing is, this move now is a move too far. It's not just the folks of Shields and South Tyneside being the folks of South Tyneside. It is still relatively a landlocked area. We cannot call for ambulances out in the east, in the North Sea, or the northeast, or the southeast. So we have ambulances that will dash through the tunnel from Cramlington, but then they've got to go back. And you could say, well, it's only 7 mile. It's still a hell of a long distance to go with an acutely ill child. I think they've got it wrong. That's my personal view. And the chief executive said a fortnight ago after I had a rally to Sharon Barber on BBC, well, some people just don't like change, and that stung. Do you know what, Alan? I didn't mind when they shut the pits, because I know what it did to me dad, but it's the way closures and changes are managed.
Absolutely.
It's not the change, it's the way that it is managed, and they've got it wrong.
The thing, when I heard what you were saying about the money, saying, well, it's the 35 million here and a 15 million there, but now let's build it up to 70. Because we're talking millions, we're not talking like pounds. Yeah. And when I hear people talking about just chucking, let's just throw on this to me, it sounds like someone who doesn't really know the numbers at all, because you can't just say, well, we'll guess. Perhaps we'll need another £15 million. I mean, that's £15 million.
Yeah.
Hell's teeth. I mean, we hear that if you spend like £3, you can save the life of a child in Africa. £15 million extra that they might or might not. Let's just throw it into the argument because it sounds like a huge number. Sounds to me like they're making it up as they're going along.
There's a bit of that, and all the way down the line, we've had to deal with the narratives that are coming out of, oh well, we're not closing the hospital. Maybe. But what they're doing is they're hollowing it out and they're taking away all of our key core and essential services. Yeah. There's a population on South Tyneside of 167,000 men, women and children, of which 22,000 are children and young people. And that's a sizable population. Enough to say, no, keep it as it is. And in keeping it as it is, it's because once you take away the key core and essential services, and they're doing it, you lose the key core and essential money. It's a no-brainer. But they will not listen, and we have to follow on. So we're up and running. There's a way to go. I've dealt with more complexities in the last 5 days than I ever thought I would have to, and there's still a way to go. Right. We're just getting started, and there's a lot more work to be done, but we'll give it our best shot. But thanks for listening. Thanks for
thrilled to hear what you're doing. I think you're amazing, Phil, and keep on keeping on. Just to bring the thing kind of around to an end, with respect to the hospitals, I can remember having somebody from the ambulance service in on the show, and they were proudly saying, we can get to anybody's door within 7 minutes. 7 minutes. Now it would be easier for you to hire a pizza and ask the delivery guy to take you.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be there before an ambulance.
I mean, I'll tell you now, like everybody, we have the greatest respect for the paramedic crews, for the abuse they face, for the burnout. It is awful what they face. And we don't have a go at the crews, but the fact remains, you've got a load of young lads now. I'll leave you with this thought. A lot of young lads now, they love their football. Saturday afternoon, Sunday, they play. Some lad breaks his leg. Oh, don't worry about me, just leave me here. There's other priorities. 3 to 4 hours on a field. They could get gas gangrene in a fractured leg and they could lose it. Yeah. But the culture is the canny lad says, oh no, get somebody else before me. We've got to get the money back in the service. Yeah. And money doesn't solve the problem, I know that. But when you're coming down to putting on what we're putting on, you have to think, where are we going with this? It's very sad, but we won't give in. We've just got to
keep on keeping on, man.
Keep on keeping on, that's all you can do.
For sure. Phil, good luck to you, man. Thanks for calling.
Thank you for your time. Thanks very much, Alan.
No worries, man. And you. Bye-bye. Right. Where do you stand on that? We've had stories on this show in its other incarnation where you find elderly people lying face down in rainwater for up to 7 hours before an ambulance can get there because it was a busy afternoon. Not acceptable. Not at any level in any kind of sophisticated country. Just isn't. And closing a hospital for children overnight. And they say, well, at least we're not closing the hospital. Phil is covering, making sure that he takes care of that business. We got Linda with us as well, and Linda is in North Shields. Hello, Linda.
Hello, Alan. Hi.
Hello, darling. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well, thank you, Kate.
Good. No, I won't hold up your show because I know you'll have lots of people wanting to talk to you. But I just wanted to wish you all the sort of very, very best. And you've been a big miss. You've been a big miss, Alan. And
thank you.
I hope that I know you've got your one night a week, but I hope that do you have other things in the pipeline? And
well, I'm working on many things, but fingers crossed. You never know where this can lead. Hopefully, it'll lead a little bit longer.
I know. And what about the party? Are you having a party at some stage?
As soon as I get when I get 5 days, where we will party, I promise you.
That would be lovely.
Looking forward to it.
No, that's all right. No, I just wanted to wish you, because you're sort of a real genuine, caring guy, and you know, you've been a big miss, and you always bring, you know, sort of tear to me eye and things. So anyway, I won't ramble on. You'll think, oh God, it's shut up.
It's
You know?
all right. Hey, Linda, we both feel the same thing, darling. Thank you, Kate.
I know. You take care of yourself.
And you, love. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Neil Diamond. Just thought that, don't know whether you saw him at Glastonbury a few years ago. I wasn't there, but I saw it on the telly, and I thought he was amazing. And he put that album out with Pretty Amazing Grace on. And another song that's kind of suitable, really, for what's going on tonight. One More Bite of an Apple. There's a song on there. Beautiful. If you haven't heard it, get yourself on YouTube after the show and give it a spin. And you might just like that a lot, especially if you're looking for a new start yourself. Nathan says, great to have you back. You sound as if you have a whole new motivation behind you. Yeah, it's called No Money at All. The show will continue to grow and grow as long as you keep being you. You're a blessing. And it's an honour to listen to you. Thank you. Enjoy your new home. You have all the fun and energy you continue to provide the North for so many moons to come. Thanks, Alan. All the best, fella. Nathan, it is a tartan thumbs up. Thank you kindly. Speaking of all things border lake, James is in Merseyside, but I gather he wants to talk about Berwick. Hello, James. Well, let's try it. Hello, James. There you go.
Good evening.
Hello, sir.
Can
Hi.
you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Brilliant. Yes. Hello. I'm a first-time caller. That's nice.
It is lovely, thank you.
I haven't been to your... Well, I might have been to Gateshead once, come to think of it, the shopping centre. Once only.
Right.
But there's a couple of things to mention after I've told you my little story, all right, about things we've already discussed this evening. That's okay.
Okay.
But my story is, I'm now 48, but when I was 8 years old, so this is 1979.
Right.
We used to go camping every year to various places around the country. We live in the Wirral, so we're sort of, and my dad used to work for Leeds Brothers and all the rest of it. So we weren't that well. We were sort of mediocre type family. We just about got by, but we used to go camping every year to various places. One in 79, we went to Berwick upon Tweed.
Hey.
And I was rather an amusing type of character when I was little because I used to make jokes. I still do it. I still make jokes up off the top of my head from nowhere. But we were walking past crossing the River Tweed one day. Mm-hmm. And I think there's a bridge over the River Tweed with 15 arches on it.
There is indeed, yes.
15 huge arches. Now, I'm partially sighted, so my vision is much better than it was then.
Right.
Quite a lot, but I'm still partially sighted and still can't drive and all the rest of it. But in 79, I couldn't see very well at all.
Right.
And my glasses were plus 34s.
Mm.
So from what I could see, and it must have been very easy to see them because I didn't have very good sight. Anyway, I pointed out to my mum, and I said to her, I just pointed to the arches and then pointed my finger and went, dumpty, 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 dum. And she said, oh, yes, I thought of that.
That is the perfect music for 15 huge arches.
I didn't listen to the arches. I used to listen to Radio 2, but I'm not supposed to say that either. However, it was just one of my first amusing things,
Brilliant.
I think, because I used to make up a lot of jokes. How about that? So I thought I'd ring back and tell you about that. And I've still got photographs somewhere of the picture that my mum took of all the arches. And there were like 3 photographs linked together, and you have to put them together to get them all.
For it to make sense. How come your eyesight's getting so much better? Because usually it goes the other way.
When I was but I had congenital cataract when I was born. I was blind at 6 months. I had 3 operations on my eyes before I was 1. And I had plus 34 glasses, and then I had a plus 36 magnifier on top of that. then a plus 20 magnifier instead. Then I dropped that and used just my glasses. And then I forgot to bring my magnifier one day to an English literature class when we were doing Chaucer at school in Worcester. And I thought, can I read this book without my magnifier? And sure enough, I could. Wow. And after that, my vision gradually improved.
Because you started using it and your eyes would react to that.
Your brain just adjusts to it.
Yeah.
So I actually managed to get what I used to be able to get with glasses without them now. But if I have contact lenses in, it's a lot better, but it's still not perfect. And I do know one person in your neck of the woods I went to school with, Alison. She lives up in Middlesbrough.
That's nice.
And I'm still in touch with her on Facebook, which is quite nice.
Well, it's funny because when I was a kid, my family had one of my aunties used to live in Liverpool. It's actually probably closer to you, Port Sunlight.
That's on the Wirral. That's where my dad worked at Lever Brothers, yeah.
Well, give over.
Small village, and it was built specifically for the soap factory.
That's right. Yeah, that's what we were told. So that's the only place anywhere near the Wirral that I've been, and we went to
on the Wirral,
shops and stores. So we're practically related.
That's
then.
Right.
You've been up here. Yeah. I've been down there. Happy days.
Yes, but I have to admit, I don't think the North is going to do very well out of Brexit. I really don't.
I'm not sure that many places will.
Any responsible government wouldn't make us poorer. And their argument is, well, because we voted for it 3 years ago, it has to stand. But because of that big red bus, because it was a pack of lies. I mean, there was lies on both sides.
Sure.
I don't believe that. I think we should have another referendum just to solve it now, because a lot of people have probably changed their minds. And we still don't know what's actually going to happen, only because it hasn't happened yet.
And everybody still wants different things. If there was a genuine consensus saying, oh, well, we're going out with Boris and everything will be fine. If there was a general consensus, but I feel rather like yourself that the vast majority of people want different things. And we should actually work it out before we leave, just in case. How stupid would we look, though, if we voted... If we didn't vote till afterwards and everybody wanted to stay in? I mean, we would look stupid.
What they should have done was make a deal and then say, this is the deal we will get. Do you want this or do you want to stay as we are?
Yeah.
That's what it should have been.
I think so.
Instead, they did the vote first. They triggered Article 50 right at the beginning. But the EU said, we can't negotiate with you until you do your Article 50. So you've got 2 years to sort it out. And now Boris Johnson isn't doing anything to actually help that at all. And we won't know what's hit us until it's hit us, and you'll be sorry.
I think there's a fair chance of that, James. Lovely talking to you. Thank you for coming on, my friend.
Oh, okay. I was just going to say one more before I go.
Go for it,
Quick joke, if you want a joke.
Always, man.
I made this up myself, I think.
We'll blame you for it then. Okay.
What do you call the iPhone 3.141592654?
I don't know.
Apple pie.
Hey, very good. Thank you. There you go. Well thought out joke. Incidentally, I told you your first clue. This could win you a Night Owl's mug, where you join the mug club if you are very, very bright and clever. The first clue last hour was the world's most famous canary-coloured submersible, which is easier than you think. That gives you the name of something. The world's most famous canary-coloured submersible. The second clue is what you need to take a bus journey. What you need to take a bus journey. Okay? So that is your first 2 clues. You'll end up having 4. Then you've got to work out what all 4 have in common. Okay? What you need to take a bus journey. Give me a call. And we have Janet next, who is in Blythe. Hello, Janet.
Hello, Alan.
Hello, sweetheart. How are you doing?
I'm all right. It's lovely to have you back.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I was going, who else am I going to talk to about Bros?
You're the Bros. Of course you are. Are they coming back, or are you going to see one or the other of them?
I went to see them in July.
Right.
I went myself.
Oh.
Which was very scary, but I did it.
Good. I mean, where were they? London?
London, yeah.
Right.
They did Brixton, which was strange place. Coming from Blythe, seeing that.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
At the end of the day, I didn't think I'd ever go to a stranger place, but it was, it was good. I really enjoyed it. Was a bit concerned because Matt had a fall on the stage.
Right.
That was quite but apart from that, it was really good.
How were they? I mean, was it an outdoor event?
No, it was indoors. It was at O2.
Right, okay, right.
Yeah. I met friends when I got down there, so it wasn't too bad. But
You mean people you'd met at other gigs before?
yeah, I actually enjoyed the peace and quiet, to be honest. It was like, oh, yes, no kids.
Yeah. But I mean, afterwards, were you staying over?
I stayed at King's Cross.
Right. Oh, that's all right, because you're right next to where you need to be to get back
Yeah,
home.
I stayed because I've like that man that was on before. I'm partially sighted,
Right.
so I don't really like doing things by myself because
You have a safety net with you isn't a bad idea.
I do, yeah.
I get that.
Always get by. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I'll not let it stop us from doing things. But I always have a safety net just in case. But I really enjoyed it.
Did you get some food on your way back, or how'd you play it?
Well, actually, on the way there, I travelled first class on the train.
Oh.
Which was very nice.
My
My
goodness.
son got it cheap. I don't know how he does it, because he's quite away with him having autism and ADHD. He's quite good with
Figures.
travel. Well, no, because he's he gets obsessed with travel and
Right.
he loves buses and trains. So he got it. It only cost us £85 to get down there.
What?
So
Wow.
and then on the way back, he said, but I want to come and meet you because I worry about you. And I went, go on then.
Right.
So he came on the overnight bus. Overnight bus.
Right.
And met me on the Saturday morning.
Oh, sweet.
And then we travelled back on the mega bus.
That's nice. It's nice. The thing about King's Cross and staying at King's Cross, and I don't know whether you'd ever done it before. You ever stayed around that part of it?
Yeah, I have.
Because if ever had work to do in London or whatever, and I've had a fair few things that I've needed to do, because I'd rather not work in London, truthfully. But if you've got to go there for a purpose, I love staying around it. It's relatively. It's probably because it's relatively common. It's kind of like what we're used to, and there's a block of shops just down from the station, and it's got an Indian and a Chinese and a pizza and a fish and chippy, and you're thinking, my whole world is here. Absolutely, there's never an excuse. And I remember I'd done some concert or other there on a Friday night and couldn't get back because it was too late for the last train. So stayed over, and you knock on the door at the Indian restaurant. And I said, what time? This is before the gig. What time do you shut tonight? And he said, what time can you get here? And I said, about 11:20. He said, we'll be open. And the guy stayed open. How great. Where would that happen?
Never.
Where would that happen? Mind you, it did make me have to have a starter when I got there. I wasn't going to have a starter, but you think he stayed open. I'm going to have to...
you're going to have to
have to be a right pig now. Tut.
I know. Oh,
happy days.
I see Matt had his Tinder account. Thing stopped.
Give over.
They thought he was going to catfish. It was catfish. They didn't think it was him.
But it really was him.
Yeah, it really was.
Blimey, how come you haven't flicked your phone in that direction?
Well, unfortunately, being married nearly 25 years. I do follow them, but I'm not like...
Yeah, I know that,
one of the people that lives in
You're a decent woman, Janet. Decent woman.
I thought it was quite funny. I thought,
Yeah, but you see, that's the modern way, isn't it? I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of old school. I prefer to actually look at the person I'm talking to. But
me too. Do you know what it is? I've noticed. I was sitting with my husband in a restaurant the other day because I don't go out very often because he's got special needs as well.
Right.
But he's had such a horrible time of it. He lost his mum, his sister last year, his mum this year, and his sister's very poorly.
Right.
So we were sitting in a restaurant, and I noticed how many people just weren't talking.
Oh, absolutely. Especially men and women. Especially couples.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
it really annoys me because I think does nobody ever talk anymore?
I always think that because if you're, I'm going back to that Indian. It's not that Indian. It could be any Indian because I've been known to go in a few Indians fairly. But if you're sitting in a restaurant, you can tell the guy that's taking his girl out on, and it's the full glow of the beginnings.
Yeah,
because they're all touchy, hand over the counter, strokey, facey, giggly, all of the feeding each other. It's all that. Then you get the couple that, it's still kind of there, and they're chatting and they're making the best of it, but occasionally he's staring at the good-looking woman on the other table. And then you've got the married couple, and he's reading a paper, and she's checking her phone.
Yeah.
It's very sad, very, very
It is.
sad.
It's like really sad world
Right.
we live in now.
Hey, but we'll get through it together, Janet. Yes, we will. Hey, well, thank you for coming on. I'm glad you got back safe and sound.
Yeah.
Lovely
Thank
trip.
you.
Hey, no worries. Take care, love. Bye-bye. Now, she's mentioned Bros. So what can I do? I'll play some jam instead. Don't know about you, but sometimes having a listen to a bit of old-fashioned jam, mod music, or lob it in with the whole punk revolution is a complete joy. Anyway, let's crack on. Hi to your amazing team and you, Alan. Just wanted to say a massive thank you. So glad you're back with a fantastic show. Been a listener forever. Love you, and we'll be with all the rest of the night else. Follow you wherever you go. Fiona Ward. Thank you, Fiona. And our next caller in is Claire from South Shields. Hello, Claire.
Hi.
Hello, darling. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a long time since I spoke to you.
I know. Welcome back.
Welcome back. Oh, we've missed you.
Right. Thank you. Good.
Everybody has. I just wanted to, first off, bring up about me son. Do you remember who had the TB and the face?
Absolutely. Tuberculosis. I remember. How's he doing?
He got the all clear.
Oh, that's amazing.
He's got his scars. He's using bio oil, but his scars starting to shrink massively.
Because you never know with scars. Sometimes they can look really, really bad. And everybody says that bio oil, same with stretch marks and stuff, they say that's the best thing for it. I mean, is it working out? Is it shrinking them down?
Well, he's only been on it for 2 weeks.
Early dose.
It's working massively. Oh, he's just beautiful. we've had him out loads of places. We've been Kirkby Hall.
Right. Uh-huh. Oh, you see all the animals there.
Yeah.
Lovely.
We top the wood today.
Uh-huh.
We got lost. Got lost in the woods. My daughter's laughing.
That's half the joy of it, though, isn't it? That's just being somewhere different. Yeah, it's great.
Well, absolutely brilliant time.
How come your daughter didn't get stolen by the squirrels?
Well, the squirrels were there, but she was the only one that got wild. But I just want to say thank you to you for being you.
Ah, bless you. Thank you, Dara.
My mum died, as you know.
Yeah.
My dad has so missed you, Stephen Bell. He's listening tonight.
Hi, Stephen. Thank you, man.
Stephen Bell. My husband's been to his house 5 times tonight just to get you connected again.
Make sure that I'm on. That's good.
Just to make sure you're on, because he's missed you so much.
Uh-huh.
He texted at 7:30 this morning. I live spot on. I know, Dad. I know.
Isn't it something, though, because when you get into the habit of something and it's every night, because you don't want to miss, you don't want to miss anything.
16 months, so for the last 16 months, so he's done. Yeah.
He's one of ours now, no worries. He's there for life. He's a lifer.
But, well, you know Tom's nana, Hilda, she died, and my nana, but she died too.
Yeah.
But, it sucked them up when my mum died. Sucked them up, give him something to do every single night. Right. And when he rang me and he said, Claire, you're going to be absolutely devastated. And I was just finishing. And it was him because he had nothing. It was sad for me, but it was sad for him.
Right.
because he just found night owls and just found someone to listen to every single night. And
It's something, you know, if you are on your own, or if you know anybody who is, just having something that's yours late at night is you can't put a price on it, you know. That's
give
how
him a
it is.
shout out for us, will you?
I will.
Stephen Bell.
Stephen Bell, good man. Thank you so much for being with us. No, I'm proud of him. Well done.
He's heartbroken, but you've kept him going.
That's good. Good news.
But I just wanted to say thank you very much.
Hey, no worries.
Thank you for all the years and help.
Well, hey, just make sure that lad keeps getting better and better and better.
He
That's,
will.
I mean, I can't believe that he's got the all clear. That's tremendous.
I was a little in. I got so clear. It was a massive thing, though, Alan. It was a massive thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
It went straight into his bones, you know.
Yeah. I mean, just those kind of things are miracles, because you would expect it to get worse and worse and worse, and his emergency stopped it, and he's getting well. I couldn't be more pleased.
It's nearly a year to get him through it.
Yeah, I bet.
But honestly, right, since he started improving, he's just getting better and better and better and better.
Great.
And TB is a massive, massive thing.
Right.
It literally takes over your body. It wrecks your immune system.
Yeah, right.
But my
Terrifying.
little lad, he's not a little lad no more. He's healthy.
That's what more can you ask for? Man?
He's in Chapley Woods. Was it?
Chopwell Woods. I used to live in Chopwell.
He's done all that today and loved every second. He's been a little trooper.
There you go. Hey, keep on, Claire. Lovely to hear from you, sweetie.
Okay.
Thanks for coming. Take care, love. Bye-bye. Great. Lynn in Australia, welcome back. Heard you were in my neck of the woods and you never knocked on my door. Or was I out? Went right up your street shouting, Lynn! Lynn! No good. Tried the same thing with Linda the other year, and that's just what happens. Anne says, so glad you're back. You've no idea how much fuss has been going on. We nearly had a civil war on our hands. At least you might have enjoyed a bit more travelling, which we know you love. Not as much as I would have liked, because I just wanted to get back. That's the deal. Missed you and the crew, says Valerie. Well, I am back. And we also have Chris, who is with us in Ashington. Hi, Chris.
Hello, Alan. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Thank you very much. What you got for me tonight?
I'm just so chuffed that you're back.
Great. Good, man. Thank you. So what did you want to be when you were a kid, then? When you were a tiny little lad, what did you want to be?
I wanted to be a driver.
Right. Well, like a truck driver or an ambulance driver or something?
Just a driver.
Right.
I really wanted to be a racing driver. I ended up being a truck driver instead. So
Right. Hey, it's a little bit more solid, and I tell you, you're probably a damn sight better driver than a racing driver. Looking at the way the stuff you got to handle on the roads these days.
Yeah, it's manic.
It's crazy. I saw a guy trying to turn onto the A1 from the. I don't know if you know the Annick turn on the A1 South. It's fairly narrow, so the road swings round. This truck driver had a really long truck, a tiny little cab pulling a long truck, and he tried to get on the motorway while there's cars screaming in his direction at like 70, 80 and 90 mile an hour. And, you know, I was in front of him, and I'm thinking, I'm going to hear a poof any minute, there's something hitting the back end of him when he tries to get on the A1. I don't know how you guys manage it, really. You're amazing.
Oh, you've got to have eyes on stalks.
I can believe it. And mirrors on stalks as well, coincidentally.
Yes, yeah, definitely. And it's even worse if you head down into, like, London and stuff.
Oh, I bet. Absolutely, yeah.
Because you've got mental cyclists just dive bombing you and hiding in your blind spots and all that stuff.
I remember one of the first times I drove through Yorkshire, and you go past Leeds, and you move from 1 lane to 2 lanes to 3 lanes in both directions, and you're going, hang on, I'm not sure I'm fond of this.
It can be tricky at times.
Yeah, because it's just if everybody actually obeyed the rules, you know, the slow stuff in that lane, the slightly busier in the middle, the fast stuff on the end, but nobody does. You got the slow guy in the fast lane saying, "I'm doing the best I can at 53." It's
I think the Italian motorways are the best for that. They've got a minimum speed for each lane.
Oh, give over, have they really?
Yeah, so like the minimum speed for the inside lane is like 50 mile an hour.
Right.
Or, well, sorry, the minimum speed for the, like, lane 2.
Right.
50 mile an hour.
Right.
Then lane 3, 60 mile an hour. Lane 4, 70.
Wow.
So 70, 80, because their speed limits are a little bit different.
Yeah, they're different. It makes sense, though, doesn't it?
It does, yeah.
Because I don't know about you, but there's certain parts of the motorway in the south and also in the north where the major motorways go down to one lane and everybody's doing 17 mile an hour behind a tractor. That's really just not fun, is it? And it's funny because you can always see them. You see no cars driving in the opposite direction to you for like 20 minutes and you think, what's happened? There must be a crash. But oh no, here's a tractor and 500 vehicles all in a lane behind them. Here they come.
The A1's a good one for that, though.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially the further north you go, for sure. Anything else we can do for you then, Chris?
Well, I just wanted to say, obviously, since you left the last place, it's been a bit boring on night shift. Like, I've been having to listen to classic FM and stuff like that.
Good grief. We'll have to save you from these kind of things.
You certainly will.
We'll get as many days as we can as soon as we can, mate. Don't you worry.
I hope so. I really hope so.
That's what we're aiming for. We'll save you. We'll make the time pass a bit quicker. But thank you very much for coming on. Thanks for your loyalty, Chris. Appreciate it.
It's great to have the band back together.
Bless you. Thank you, man. Take it easy.
Cheers, Al.
All the best. Bye-bye. Got to play something. Do you know, if I was given, there's a couple of songs that when I was just a tiny little kid, I thought were the sexiest things known to man. One was that Clodagh Rogers song, Come Back and Shake Me, because her buttons were loose. Oh, my God, buttons are loose. And the other one was this. And every time you hear it now, oh, it's just sizzles. Absolutely sizzles. It's Dusty Springfield, of course. Yeah, good stuff, isn't it? Son of a preacher man, Dusty Springfield, if you did not know. Of course you did. And this is cool. Chris has just sent a message saying, Alan, I passed my driving test when I last heard you on the radio. Drove back from work in my car listening with such an odd feeling. Always walk my dogs while listening to the show in the past. Listening in the car, just great to hear you back. And loving the new show. Thank you. Good to know. Let's keep it going. Incidentally, a lot of people are trying to answer our What's It competition. Let me just explain how it works. I give you a question every hour. A lot of people are guessing it, and they're wrong so far. Don't guess till you hear the fourth clue. And then, first person to call in wins, and we'll put you on air, and we'll find out who it is, and we'll give the answer. But the answer's not the simple. Yes, it is, but I want more than you're giving me, is what we're talking about, okay? So, we have 2 more clues to come. You'll get the next one in about 20 minutes, and then the third one about 20 minutes after that. So we're in the zone, so get ready for it. But don't guess. Just makes it easier for everybody else. That's the thing. Anyway, let's crack on. We have in Washington, it's Michael. Hi, Michael.
Hello, Alan. How are you?
I'm good, mate. What can we do for you?
It's like everybody else has said. It's nice to have you back.
Thank you,
we've gone a few months without Night Owls, and it's been a miss. It's been a miss.
Yeah,
but I just hope some of the regulars, Alan, can, because I don't often, when you were previously on, I used to email more than I used to
ring, right?
Than I used to phone in, because sometimes it's difficult to get through because it's busy.
Yeah.
But I hope we still get Neil on.
I hope so too.
Jean from Reckington.
Yeah, well, I hope so. The only problem is, obviously, with tonight, we've got a few of them in the queue. It's a reasonably sized queue. That's the thing. So
it's just the thing is as well. It's just one night. hopefully we get more nights.
Sure.
You know, a few more nights added. You know.
My plan too. Yeah.
You were talking earlier on about car crime.
Yeah, because apparently when everybody went to see Hardwick live, a gang of scroats went in amongst all the vehicles and were breaking windows and stealing stuff from inside the cars, and even a few bits of vehicle, you know, like I need a new bumper off or whatever, and that kind of stuff was going on. How have you found it in Washington then, Michael?
Well, touch wood. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's pretty. It seems. I mean, I don't know if there's anything else happening around the area, but it seems quiet.
Good.
But just a few weeks ago, there was a car pulled in the area where I am, and 3 young lads got out. Very, very young lads got out. But first of all, I had heard the police helicopter.
Right.
And when I looked out, I couldn't see. It was flying around, and I think the infrared on the helicopter must be the green light.
Right. Right.
Because it had all the rest of its lights out.
Right.
And it was just hovering around. And then I seen a police car, and when I went and looked out of the other window, I hear this white car, a lovely white car, like a 4x4, came in, and 3 lads got out, and one of them stepped out, the driver stepped out, and when the driver stepped out, I heard him say, "Oh, the coppers, run."
Whoa.
Of course, the police were ahead of them.
Right.
And I think there was 3 of them, and I think they got 2 of them.
Great.
But apparently, I don't know, from what somebody was telling me who lives around here, it was something to do with probably drugs, because he had something and he flung it behind the bin.
Right.
But the problem with cars now, they're getting so high tech. They're able to keyless cars.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're able to do something with that, and they can start the cars.
Yeah.
With computers or something. I don't know.
Now that's what I've been hearing too. And apparently, if you go, some of these characters have got access to the code, and with the code you can go to a shop and make something that'll open a car just by you walking up to it.
It's something like that. But I mean, you know, years ago, you'll have heard yourself where, you know, if they could take it when you had wire coat hangers, they would straighten them out.
Oh yeah, do your window
to get the key.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah, that's true. Yeah, I heard that.
That kind of thing. But now technology has moved on, and they're able to go onto a computer or a laptop now, and the keyless cars, they're able to do something with that and intercept, and it opens them and they can get in.
Makes you wonder where we're heading.
You know, the technology is getting
incredible.
It's getting very sophisticated.
Oh, for sure.
But for all the technology is getting sophisticated, it's still they're still able to beat that. You know, they're still able to beat. And I don't think there's as many cars being stolen now as what there were, because years ago when your cars were stolen, you know, you would hear the police say they've hot-wired the car.
Yes, yeah.
But of course, now they're so sophisticated they can't do that.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, back in the day, you used to hear people saying he just jammed a screwdriver in the where your key would normally go, and he was driving with a screwdriver. I mean, real old school, kind of primitive in comparison with what we're seeing now. I mean, that's for sure.
Two things I've heard of in a long time from, you know, around where I am. There's a guy who stopped me, and he said to me it was I think one of these VW camper vans.
All right, yeah.
And somebody where it was parked on the street, somebody had CCTV, and they'd seen them pull up in a little white van, and they'd seen them. They said what looked like a screwdriver. They did something with the window. They had the door open, and within seconds, the radio was out and gone.
Yeah, I bet.
And they were away.
Yeah. We used to do various things in our previous incarnation in the early days of this show, where the police used to tell us every week what type of cars were getting stolen.
Yeah.
And the Ford used to normally come out tops. I'm not sure whether they're more defended now. I'm sure they would say they are. but they used to say that some of the keys for a certain type of car were all the same. So if you could open your door with a key, you could open anybody's door, and you got all these guys coming around who are thieves with just I've got 40 keys here.
Mm-hmm.
I can open any car that I really
But you see,
want.
the thing is as well now, because the government are making things harder for people, with the changing benefits and things, and we hear everything, all this that's going on at the moment. People don't have a lot of money.
That's a fact. Absolutely.
And and it's hitting the hardest. I mean, we've had a long time, of austerity cuts, and it's hitting the hardest people, and so people don't have money. So if people don't have money, they can't live. They need to get money from somewhere.
Yeah.
So some people are forced to do other things.
Well, you see, when I hear people say forced, I really don't believe. I understand what you're saying. If somebody's starving, do they really have to steal from other people? No, they really don't. There's ways and means, and work's always a good idea too if they fancy it. But we will talk more about this, I've got no doubt, Michael. Thank you so much.
Thanks very much.
Thanks for coming on. Good to get your topic. More topics, the better. There's Dolly. She is a little stick of dynamite, isn't she? And Rose has been on, says, we would love to wish you, Alan, lots and lots of love and happiness for the future. You've saved so many lives and helped so many people, giving empathy and listening. A man that matches my own heart. Thank you. You've made such a difference and touched so many lives. There is no other match. We love you. Thank you. Just very sweet. Let's get as many calls on as we can, as we've said. Dave from Sunderland is up next. Hello, Dave.
Hi, Alan. I'd like to say welcome back.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back, David. How are you doing?
Not too bad, Alan.
Good. You been well?
Yeah, I've been well. I'm not sick as much, but just the odd now and again.
Right, okay. Hey, you just look after that health.
Well, I was going to ask you, I took a contract phone out the other week.
Right.
Right, and it's a top-of-the-range phone, the Galaxy S10.
Oh, blimey, right.
And £55 a month, plus my insurance on top. What do you think of that, Alan?
Cheap. It's a lot of money, but if you can afford it, I mean, you've got the best of the best.
Yeah.
I mean, are they as good as everybody says?
Yeah, they're brilliant. It's like a computer.
Right. It's probably a computer and a phone and a video and everything else.
It is. It's brilliant.
Great. That's good. I always say, if you can afford it, get as good as you can. It's just, I've never had one, so never known whether it was worth having. I choose not to take photographs with a phone. I choose not to take video. I use it for texts, emails, and the occasional actual phone call that it's perfect. It's what a phone was for. I'm so old school with that regard. But now you find everybody's, watching all their favourite TV shows on the train and stuff. So I'm going to have to drag myself into the modern age eventually. Okay. Anything else we can do for you then?
I'm really pleased you're back, Alan.
I'm pleased too. Thank you very much.
It's like one night a week, is it?
It's one night a week so far. Fingers crossed for subsequent weeks.
I thought I put the radio station on the other week and it said coming soon, Alan Robson and that.
Yeah.
And I thought I'll tune in tonight to see if he's on. And
there you go. That's exactly what you should do. Thank you, Dave. Just keep your ears on. If there's any changes, we'll let you know. Okay.
See you, Alan.
Thanks, man. All the best. Bye-bye. Going to take a quick break, and we will be back with Dan, who's at Middlesbrough, and I think he has a tale to tell of car crime.
This is Night Owls on Greatest Hits Radio.
You never know who's going to call next.
0191 488 3188.
Greatest Hits Radio.
I also heard Simon & Garfunkel's Sound of Silence in the middle of that as well. So let's carry on. Big welcome back from Chris, who's in North Shields. Joyce says, visit your website, Robson's World. Will you keep us up to date with everything that's going on? Yes, of course I will. And also, Moira, want to wish you lots of love and happiness for the future. I know you'll achieve whatever you decide. A wonderful, unique man with a big heart. And I would like to thank you for all the memories you've given me over the years. Respect. Moira, it's what's to come. The best is yet. And we have Dan from Middlesbrough, as promised. Wonder what he's got for us. Hi, Dan.
Hi, Alan.
Hello, mate.
Just following on from your last caller about the car theft.
Yes.
Obviously, what it is it's like a convenience thing, isn't it? I don't know if you've ever had a car like that, but you don't have to put the key in the ignition. You just kind of have to have it on your person, and then you sit in the car, and then you just press the start button. And obviously, it's radio waves, like the contactless cards that you use for your bank. And I'm involved with like some car clubs and things like that, and it happens quite a lot. And you can get these pouches. If anyone's worried about it, any listeners are worried about it, it's like a foil pouch, but it blocks the radio signal, creates a Faraday cage, blocks the radio signal, and then obviously nobody can like intercept the signal and nick your car. And
but can people get access to the? You know, we're talking about people getting access to the same mixture of signals that they could just walk up and open someone else's car, or is that just a myth?
Well, you have to be within a certain reach, and what people do is I've seen people's CCTV videos of they've shown the thieves take the car, and say your key is in the fruit bowl in the kitchen. The thieves use like a big aerial and they wave it over the outside walls of your house to amplify the signal, and then obviously that's what makes them be able to nick a car from 100 meters away or something like that. So like I say, what these pouches do is to stop the radio signal,
right? And
then there you go, you're cutting the radio signal, and you can even put them in the microwave because they've got some shielding that again stops the signal. Obviously, I'm not saying do that, but for a few quid you can get these pouches, and that's the best defence really. And like I say, being involved with some car clubs and things, seeing people post up all the time on groups that the car's been nicked and things like that.
Because he's right. The guy that was on earlier, that we used to hear all the time about how somebody, because people have a tendency to leave their keys right next to the front door, and you get somebody with a coat hanger, where they've stretched it out, click the keys, pull them through the door. You get up the next morning and your car's gone. I've never had one of these fancy. You sit in the car, you just got to press a button or whatever, and it'll start the car for you. Never been in that world, but I would imagine it's super cool. All the new gadgetry looks amazing, and it does make you look like you're getting into a car that should belong to James Bond rather than you.
Yeah, like you say, fishing through your letterbox. That's kind of what they're doing, but they're fishing for a radio signal.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's convenience, but in a way, it was better in the old days where you had to put a key in, and that key would only fit in your lock. And what people recommend these days, like I say in the groups and things, is to go old school. Just like with the steering wheel bars. You put through, or the handbrake to gear lever locks that you can get from that you used to be able to get and things like that.
Because I remember when we went through a patch in the late 80s when the north seemed to be the centre for car crime. I mean, there's more happening around the north than anywhere else. Or at least that's how it seemed. People were opening their lifting up the bonnet and taking a lump of it out, rather than risk it not being there in the morning. Then you have to come in and fix it back in again. I used to think savage amusement there, but at least they guaranteed that their car was going to be there in the morning.
Yeah, like I said, if anyone was going to buy a new car these days, I think they're starting to give you these pouches now that, like I say, you just slip your your radio key in, and then that blocks the signal. Or, like I say, people are going back to using like security posts or locks that go through the steering wheels and things like that. And
that makes sense.
yeah, it's just one of them things. It's like it's supposed to be convenient that you don't have to put a key in, turn it, but.
Hey.
Yeah, like I say,
everything seems to have a price, doesn't it, Dan? That's the thing.
Yeah, but like I say, being in all the car groups and things, it's a big problem. So if anyone's getting a new car or anything like that, I would just recommend getting
one of these pouches.
These little, they're called Faraday pouches, and you can get them from practically anywhere. Or like I say, you could even put it in your microwave.
Amazing.
But that's just a bit of fun, I suppose.
Perfect, Dan. Thank you very much. Thanks for chipping in. Appreciate your time. Bye-bye. And a little bit late for a tune, but we're going to have one anyway. Now, if you've got a bit of a rock background, as I do, you like your guitar. If you listen to a lot of soul music, especially stuff like the Isley Brothers, Summer Breeze, if you've played the full version, there's a guitar break in the middle that will make you cry with joy. In the full version of That Lady by the Isley Brothers, there is a similar guitar break, which is just beautiful. This is the shorter version because we're trying to get some calls in. Oh, get the greatest hits. Just stick it away. It's one of those albums that you think, oh, I don't know any of their songs. That Lady, Harvest for the World, God, Caravan of Love, Behind a Painted Smile. And you haven't even got to most of their Motown hits, which were just tremendous. So it is worthwhile, especially if you can get in one of them £3 bargain buckets. Oh, yes. Anyway, let's crack on. We have Sharon. Our Sharon, and she is in West Denton. Hello, Sharon.
Hello, Alan.
Hello, love.
I'm not actually in West Denton at the moment.
You're where?
I'm not actually in West Denton at the moment.
You've escaped.
I've escaped.
Whereabouts are you?
I'm in Sheffield.
Oh, I like Sheffield. Love Sheffield. Yeah.
So my daughter moved down. She lives with her boyfriend down here.
Right.
And I've come down for the weekend. But I had to come to bed early for to hear you on the radio for your first.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. That's cool.
I sent you a text, and then Chris rang us and said, do you want to come on?
All right, huh?
And I said, oh, right, okay. Great. So
Don't sound so keen. Listen to him.
No, it's just I don't usually ring in. I have rang a couple of times over the years.
Right.
But I don't usually ring in, but I like to listen to you every night. Your company for us, you know, in the night time. So I read you my text.
Go on.
And so it was, so pleased to have you back. I'm visiting my daughter in Sheffield, but I came to bed early because I didn't want to miss your first show. All is well with the world now because you're back. I hope you realise how much you've been missed. There's so many people who rely on being able to listen to you. Sunday nights seem to be the worst. Fingers crossed for more nights. Love, Sharon.
Oh, that's sweet. That's perfect.
You probably know... No, sorry, go on.
Whereabouts are you in Sheffield then? Are you anywhere near Bramall Lane, or are you at the Hillsborough end?
I'm at Mosborough.
Right, gotcha.
But I was going to say, you probably know that a lot of night owls have been keeping in touch with each other.
Yeah, absolutely. I gather there's been plotting. It's like a scene out of Les Miserables. Yeah. Everybody's been keeping in touch, which is great, which is what we always have to do.
I was panicking tonight because I couldn't find the station on the radio. So I went on Facebook and I just said help, and someone straight away sent us a link, and just was messing about trying to get the link on.
Ah, that's good. Well, I'm glad you managed it. Well done.
Yeah, well, I've been keeping myself busy. Me and John have been on holiday since you've been off.
Oh, blame me. Where have you been?
We went to Sicily.
Oh, sounds great.
We had a car. And we travelled anti-clockwise round the entire coast.
Great.
Ending up at Palermo.
Oh, sounds great. Was it as beautiful as it sounds?
It was absolutely fabulous. It was gorgeous. I'd go again, but we wouldn't stay in 8 hotels in 12 nights, so...
8
Yeah.
Oh, that's every night having to get the case in, having to get the case out.
Well, it wasn't gone bad because I've adopted the rolling method now for packing.
Explain?
Yes. Well, you just roll everything up, and you think it's going to be really creased, and it's not. You pull everything out, dresses, shorts, everything. You just pull them out, and they're hardly creased at all. It's amazing. You get loads more in your case as well. So all I did was I had one big case, and I put all my stuff. I was really ruthless this time because normally I take loads, but I thought, no, not this time. So John had half the case, I had the other half.
Right.
And he wasn't allowed to go in it because I knew where everything was.
Right.
And then we had a smaller case with all the toiletries in.
Mm-hmm.
So all we did was take the case in. It was like 1 or 2 nights I was staying.
Right.
And just had the toiletry bag there, so we just got everything out of that one.
Yeah.
And then doled out the clothes from the other one.
Yeah, because I think if you poured your stuff all over everywhere every time that would be a real pain in the backside.
Yeah.
But to do it your way makes sense.
Well, it was no bother because you just put things back, so you don't have to unpack,
Yeah, it's funny the difference between being like in a couple as opposed to on my own. I remember I used to go to Europe and I would have just a little, almost like a sports bag on my shoulder, and it had like 3 T-shirts, spare pair of jeans, all your lots of underwear and socks, and that was it. And you could go anywhere. You never even had to wait for your case coming through. You just put it in the overhead locker if you were lucky enough to be going abroad. But now the minimum you need is like 3 suitcases and a trunk. It's ridiculous.
It's terrible, but not anymore.
No, yeah, I think you've found the solution right there.
Definitely.
That makes sense.
We went to a little place called Ragusa when we were there.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard of it.
No.
And they were filming Inspector Montalbano. Have you heard of him?
No.
No. It's like the series is like Our Vera. You know how you look for the places.
Yeah.
Where she's filming and that.
Uh-huh.
And that's what it was like. They film all over Sicily, and Ragusa's one of the main places. His headquarters is there.
Oh, it's
I got to meet him and got my photograph taken with him.
So it's kind of like Oxford for Inspector Morse, that kind of thing.
Yes,
yeah,
yes.
I get you.
So it was there. It was brilliant.
That's tremendous. You're friend of the stars, you.
Yes. Oh, yeah. I love seeing celebs. I could talk to you all night about Sicily. It was great.
No, it sounds tremendous.
Well, what I want to tell you about as well is one of her friends, Giuseppe, has opened a gorgeous little Italian restaurant at Kibblesworth.
Right, what's it called?
It's called Giuseppe's.
Giuseppe's, right. Killy.
And he's got fab chefs. He's made a great job of the refurbishment because apparently it was a chip shop before there.
All right, huh?
And
whereabouts is it in Killingworth?
It's Kibblesworth.
Kibblesworth, I beg your pardon. Whereabouts is it?
So it's on the main street.
Right.
Next door to the supermarket. And he loves having the celebrities in. So if you ever get the chance on a day off,
absolutely. If I'm in that neck of the woods, I wouldn't worry about that at all. Giuseppe's.
Giuseppe's, yeah.
Right.
But he had a lot of followers because he used to be in partnership in Paradisos in the town.
Right.
And then he's went off on his own. So a lot of these people who went there have followed. And of course, the villagers, a lot of the villagers think it's the best thing to happen to the village.
Right.
In a long time,
For sure. So there's a big supermarket on the Crescent. Is it on the Crescent or is it near the Plough?
Yes, it's just up from the Plough.
Just up from the Plough. Right, gotcha. I know where you mean.
It's small.
Yeah.
It's sort of bistro type, but it's well worth going. It's lovely.
I tell you, put a bit of posh in, Kibby. Why not?
Yeah.
Sounds great. So Giuseppe's, remember that, everybody. Next time you're anywhere near Kibblesworth, and give it a try. Head to the Plough Inn. You'll be within 2 minutes from it.
Yeah, but even if you're nowhere near, it's well worth it.
It's worth a trip. Good stuff. Hey, well, thanks for coming on, Shah.
Oh, you're
Have a lovely time in Sheffield and get back safe.
It's lovely to have you back, Alan.
Thank you, darling. You take care. Bye-bye. How about that? And I think we shall quickly go across to Neil, who is in Hull on the Humber. Hello.
Alan.
Hiya, Neil. What are you doing down there?
What am I doing down here? I've been down here for about years now.
Right, what are you doing though? What's your job?
The job, cleaner for. Can I say the restaurant name?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Pizza Express.
Pizza Express.
In Princess Quay.
Wonderful. So, what can we do for you tonight? What are you talking about?
Yeah, it was just a general. I wanted to welcome you back to the airwaves.
Thank you. Great.
I mean, it's probably been about a decade since I last called in, but I've been a listener for God knows how long.
Forever. Great.
But when I heard that your tenure at Metro was coming to an end, obviously I listened then and listened to the last show. Emotional. Sure. But then when I heard you were coming back, get in there.
Good. Thank you. Hey, well, thanks for doing that. It's funny because one of my best mates lives in Hull, just on the outskirts, and I've only been to the city centre once in my life, and it was just to feed, essentially, and the food was great. And it was one of them amazing kind of sunny, unbelievably sunny days, and I went down by the water's edge and everything.
Down by the marina.
Do you know, I remember the film that they made, the Mickey Take film that came out about Hull, and I was thinking, you've really got to go and see the real thing, because it's really worth that one.
It's an interesting city.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean...
So where did you move down from then?
Pardon?
Where did you move from?
Where did I move from? I was in Newcastle originally. I used to live in Fenham many moons ago.
Right, okay.
But yeah, I'm going to tell you the old story. I've told this to a few different people, but basically it was like my best mate had been living down here for years, and he was always come down for the weekend.
Right.
So he'd asked me a few times, and then eventually I was like, yeah, go on then. So came down, hit a couple of bars. First night out, met the woman, on the first night in the city. Went exactly. Met the woman I went on to marry, and we've been married 15 years.
Hey, good man.
Big shout out to Jenny.
Great. Everything for a purpose, and that's the thing.
Exactly.
Tremendous.
Exactly. It's like it was destined to happen.
Well, I'm glad you're still happy. Hey, Neil, thank you very much for coming on, man. Great to hear from you, and keep a hand.
Alan,
yes, ma'am.
Can I tell you a really bad joke as well while I'm on it?
Always,
Seems to be the theme of the night.
We live by awful jokes. Go for it.
Right, did you hear about the two thieves that stole a calendar?
No.
They've got 6 months.
Oh, thank you, and good night. There is Hull Live. Alan Robson with you. We are on the greatest hits and thrilled to be so. If you want to give us a call, pick up your telephone and let's get to it. And we have another piece of music for you now. And this really is an absolute Bobby Dazzler. And it's Rod Stewart. So I thought we would ask Rod last time he was in with me. I've hosted a few gigs for him over the years, so he has a tendency to come and see me when he's in the patch. And I asked him a question that so many people never have, yet it's actually fairly obvious. Now, was that voice born out of Woodbines? I mean, where did it come from?
Woodbines. I haven't heard that for ages. 5 Woodbines, please. It was... when I was a kid, when I was a teenager, I was always trying to sound like the great black singers of Sam Cooke and Otis Redding and Muddy Waters, and out of that experience came Rod's voice, eventually.
Right, and yet it sounds, even when you're talking, you're thinking, does he need a strepsil? Do you know what I mean? There's a hint of that about it, and yet as soon as you start singing, and I mean, it's Tessa, 100 million albums plus, and I'm not remotely surprised, because you've been a part of my life. I mean, every year there's something new from you, something different, and you're never afraid to try something a bit kind of offbeat. Or absolutely on the beat. This is just a classic on Greatest Hits. How about that? I don't want to talk about it. Rod Stewart. And lots of stuff coming in from literally all over the planet. And thank you very much for being there. I asked you to keep your eyes open and watch out. And we will be keeping you up to date with any news. Now, I promised you that you'd have both your clues by now, the last 2 clues. So I'm going to give you all 4 together. This is to win you a Night Owls mug, which will become a collector's item, trust me. The first clue, the world's most famous canary-coloured submersible. Second clue, what do you need to take a bus journey? Third clue, what Hilfen or Mayday is in English. Bit of German, bit of French. What Hilfen or Mayday is in English. That's your third clue. Work that one out. And the fourth clue is this. If you see a poisonous snake, what should you do? If you see a poisonous snake, what should you do? You've now got 4 clues. 4 clues that are 4 particular things. And yes, there are 4 particular things. But what else are there? That is the question. What else are there? Pick up your telephone and give us a call right now, if you possibly can. 0191 488 3188. Or you could text Alan, put your message, and then send it to 61054. Okay, so there we have it. And let's get a call on board. I think our next one's Pete, who's in Ashington. Hi, Pete.
Good evening, Lord Alan.
Hello. I'm beginning to wish I'd worn a top hat tonight, but there you go. Hey, good to have you with us, Pete. What you got for me, man?
Just touching base with you and to welcome you back. Because,
Thank you.
You know, you missed, man. You're absolutely a miss.
Thank you.
You know, and you are what you are. You know, a rock legend. You know, you just the voice of the North, and I was just missing you, man.
Well, I'm back, and hopefully back for a bit more soon if all goes according to plan. So we'll get what we can, and we'll be back with you hopefully right across the week. That's the long-term ambition anyway. Fingers crossed.
Fantastic. Just wanted to wish you, you know, as I say, welcome back from a fellow rock man.
Thank you.
And just keep on rocking, my friend.
So who you into at the moment then, Pete?
Just love metal, mate. You know, I was listening to the documentary on YouTube the other day about Lemmy.
Right, yeah.
And, you know, he's a miss as well. You know, massive miss.
Yeah.
Because if it wasn't for Motorhead, we wouldn't have Metallica.
That's right. That's true. That is absolutely true.
You know.
What do you make of Shinedown?
Not very much.
Not keen?
I've got to listen more to them, but
right.
first impressions weren't that real.
Right.
I'm a traditionalist, you know.
Yeah,
like,
classic rock.
Yeah, absolutely, like Hawkwind, you know, Uriah Heep, Led Zepp.
Oh, my goodness.
Bands.
Yeah. It was funny, you know, because Uriah Heep, I thought, were one of the most underrated rock bands. If you looked at just the stuff that they did across the years, you know, from Gypsy to Stealing to even on the Rebound when they went a bit kind of pop rock. What a variety of great tunes. What a gig.
Yeah, but you know what you was getting? Pure rock and roll.
For sure. Sure.
And that's the problem with a lot of these bands these days. You can't say it's one genre because it doesn't sound like it, does it?
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And it's a strange thing because there are still some good new rock bands coming through. But ultimately, you've got to say to yourself, at a time when your access to music means you can listen to absolutely anything you want at any time, you can either listen to that or you can listen to Metallica, right? And if you're into rock, you kind of go, I'll dig my old Metallica house set again and have a bit of whiplash, you know. So, hey, who knows? But it's great. We will have rock. I'm going to slide some Queen in soon, which is not. It's classic rock of its sort. So we'll have some of that for you soon. But great talking to you, Pete. Keep on rocking, and thanks for calling.
And always a pleasure, buddy. And thank you so much for being the breath of my life.
Well, what a sweet thing to say. Thank you very much. Hey, blame me. I'm not going to shower with them, though. 0191 488 3188. The Rock fraternity do have a closeness, it has to be said. Craig from Peterlee, must talk to him as well. Hi, Craig.
Good morning.
Hello, thank you very much for your dinner earlier.
Oh, you're more than welcome. You've been a miss.
Was it pork?
Yes, it was. No, it was gammon, actually.
Oh, it was gammon. Ah, right. I thought it was from the pig. I was just the wrong bit.
Well, the best person in the world made it, and that was me mum.
Oh, your mum, proper cooking from your mother.
It was me mum's dinner, not mine.
Traditional. I was going to say, I mean, does your lass not get a little bit competitive when in the Yorkshire pudding stakes?
Well, she goes through to her dad's on a Sunday, so it's basically, obviously with me being at work, I just dug up for my mum to get me dinner anyway, so...
That's not a bad move, hey?
No.
Two nests to go into, that's all very nice indeed.
You can't grumble, can you?
Absolutely not. So how are you doing? You all right?
Yeah, not bad. Just a couple of things.
Okay.
I want you, if you can you release on YouTube the Bowes Railway special?
Bowes Railway, right.
If you can put that on YouTube, because I'll be looking forward to listening to that again.
What we're thinking of doing this year, because obviously it's a new radio station, and I haven't even asked the question about ghost hunts yet. Fingers crossed. We're looking that we might be doing the ghost hunt on camera for Facebook, YouTube. We're being told YouTube, unless the gaffer decides he wants us to have it on here. But we haven't spoken to him yet, so time will tell.
Is next weekend is bank holiday? Is Blade Runner coming back or not?
Not until I've worked through everything that I'd like, and I had a chat with. Problem is, I've been hired, but I have much to talk about before we get the feet fully under the table, if you know what I mean. So,
that's 100%, yeah.
So I'm working on that too, and I can, because this is a music station. We've never done a music quiz.
No, the music one would be quite canny.
I think we can be cool, absolutely.
Yeah.
I
show people's mentality in the brain, say what they can go with.
It's on my list, so happy days. Right.
Definitely, aye.
Okay.
But no, that's everything in radio in a nutshell. I mean, I've been listening to YouTube. I've listened to most of the shows when you've been absent on your holidays, as we say it.
Right. Hey, well, I'm glad. Holidays, long and forced holiday, but I'm back. Hurrah! Thanks very much, Craig. Love to the family. Thank you, mate.
Same to you. Catch you later, matey.
Take care. Bye-bye. Here was a Killer Queen. Excellent stuff. Let's get some calls on the board. And absolutely amazing and incredible good news for Grant, who's in Hexham. Hi, Grant. Hello, Grant.
Alan, can you hear us?
Hello, Grant.
Hello, Alan, can you hear us?
I can, absolutely. Congratulations.
Thank you very much, mate. Thank you.
Now, tell the world what's just happened.
We were trying to get a hold of you on your last show, and I was trying for ages, and I couldn't get through. I thought, that's it. I'm not going to tell them now. Anyway, it's been a while, but my missus is in on Friday coming, and we're having twins.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Congratulations.
Yeah. So you'll have a couple of new listeners. Not straight away, maybe a few times they'll be listening.
No, that's
so
great.
I'll be up all night with them.
When did you find out it was going to be two then?
We found out about just after 3 months.
Right, yeah.
Well, I expected having one, then we found out it was two. I'm like, oh my God, here we go. This is even getting worse. It's not getting worse, but I was like, 'cause I'm a twin. With me being a twin as well, I'm like, it's not going to happen. It can't be twins. But
Yeah, because a lot of people say
girls.
it skips a generation, but it obviously hasn't with you.
Nah. So I've got twin girls coming anyway.
Is it just that, did you put your sperm on some kind of training plan?
I must do, yeah.
Unbelievable. Hey, no, but congratulations, fantastic.
Alan, it's so good to have you back as well, man. I was gutted when I thought you were leaving, but so happy to have you back, man.
Well, hey, let's just do more of this, because we got a queue that could do a good fortnight now before we even start. But with respect to the whole twin things, have you got kids already, Grant?
I've got one son. He's 20 months now, Billy.
Right.
So they have 2 girls to go with it. So
Right, and this is, and presumably is the pink room painted?
What it is, because I've got a 3-bedroom house, so we've got Billy in the other room now, and I've got a spare room now, so my man cave's gone. So that's
Oh no!
So,
What did you have in your man? I want a man cave. I'm so jealous. What did you have in yours?
65-inch plasma television on the wall.
Good gracious!
PlayStation, all my Sky Sports, the posters on the wall and everything of all the football teams and all that. No, that's gone.
Grant.
I know.
Grant, what are you going to do, man?
You give up.
So is the big telly in the bedroom now, or is it in the living room?
No, just get a bigger shed.
Because you see, you had the dream. You had the man cave. Most men dream about the man cave and then mention it to their partner and they say, no, that's for when my mum comes round, or that's for when, there's always a good reason why it should be something else.
Well, I was thinking, mate, it's not all doom and gloom. I thought if I get a big enough shed, I could maybe even squeeze a bar in. So that's not all down. It's all downhill.
Well, no, this is true, but you got to make sure you've got all your PowerPoints and stuff, not just your basic shed here we're talking.
Yeah. No. I'll have a PowerPoints with television, everything else put in.
Good man. Hey, sounds like a plan. Good luck. We wish you well on your dream, but as long as the missus is well and the Bens are fine, that's the main thing now.
Like I said, due Friday, C-section, so all booked in for Friday. So
whatever happens, get a message to me Sunday night to let me know how everybody is.
I will do, mate. I will.
Good man. Thanks, Grant. Congrats. Give me love to the missus too, please.
I will do, mate.
Thanks. You take care. And we've got Linda from Barrisford. Hello, Linda. There's a bell ringing. Hello, Linda.
The song is all about. Cha-cha-cha.
Hello, Linda.
Hello, Alan.
In happy mood. That's just good. Good to hear.
Good mood. I mean, what was it? I've had a bit of a rough time.
Oh, what's happened?
I've had the psychiatrist at my house. I've had the crisis team at my house.
Oh, no.
They've been absolutely fantastic. I've had the priest at my house, and everything's A-OK now.
Have you been exorcised?
Exercised?
Yeah.
I don't think I have, no.
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 Well, it's good for you.
Oh, well, you can exercise me if you want, darling.
I mean, exercise.
What do you mean, exercise?
Like, go to the gym.
Oh, yes, I've been doing plenty of that.
Oh, that's
I've been
great.
dancing yesterday.
Dancing, what, too?
Yeah, and I tell you something.
What's that?
I was crippled last week with a backache.
Right.
And I went to A&E.
Well, what was it that caused this? Because in all of the years that and I know you suffer from a mixture of things. Like bipolar is the worst one. Yeah, whenever we had the show on, you always seem to be.
It's through people's lies, Alan.
Right, people's lies.
Yeah.
What have they been saying about you?
Too much.
Right. Okay.
I don't think I'd go into it. It's not worth it.
Right. Okay. But the bottom line is, you're over it and you're better.
Fall on their faces when they tell lies.
Right.
That's all I can say.
No, because people don't. You see, to be a liar, obviously to tell lies, you've got to have a really good memory, and people don't. They always get found out.
You know what I'm like. I'll tell it exactly how it is.
That's what's frightening me, Linda.
Is it? Well, don't be frightened of me, because I've got you in my heart.
Well, that's a lovely place to be. I feel safe and snug. Thank you very much. Right, now that's good. But as long as you're all right now, you okay?
I'm a very placid person.
Yeah, for sure.
But if anybody rubs me up the wrong way, God help them.
Absolutely.
And you know that.
Quite rightly.
And remember, I felt sorry for you once, and I wrote a poem.
You did.
And it was, sorry is the hardest word.
Yes.
Just like in the song.
Uh-huh.
I'm truly sorry, Alan, for all that I've done, or something like that. It was, wasn't it?
Right.
But anyway, it was a nice poem, wasn't it?
Yeah, absolutely, and it's true.
And it was my own.
Yeah, brilliant.
And
see how clever you can be when you set your mind to things.
Oh God, what was it? The priest says he can't get over that somebody with bipolar.
That's two polo mints. That's bipolar.
can be so wise. And I said, well, I am a night owl. And he says, yes. He says I used to spend a lot of time. That was Father Peter. He talked to you.
Yes, he did.
And he's going to have a chat with me again this week.
Right, okay. He might exorcise me.
What was it? I've won the Sacred Heart of Jesus Christ.
Oh, that's
and I
nice.
don't want Jesus Christ to come back to earth. I want to take his place.
Oh, right, okay.
And it's a big job, but I can do it.
Well, okay. Well, good luck to you, Linda.
Oh, thank you ever so much.
And hey, great to hear from you. Thank you so much for getting in touch.
And what was it? I'd like to say thank you very much to the crisis team, Emma, Melissa, and Billy, to Father Peter, and AD&G Auctions in Blythe, Gary. I'd like to say thank you for the furniture that I got.
That is lovely. Hey, Linda, thank you very much. We'll talk again soon.
Health to all the night owls.
Thank you, sweetie. Take care.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye. Now, what are my special needs night owls? Because the thing is, a lot of shows will say quite well, they'll not say, they just won't let anybody who may have special needs on their shows, which I always think is a bit mean, because a lot of my friends we all have special needs of one sort or another. And we got Matthew next, who I've worried about so much. Hello, Matthew.
Hello, Alan, you right, mate?
Hello, how are you?
I'm fine that you're back. I missed you.
Glad. I know you haven't. I missed you too. Is everything okay in your world? You're okay?
It's fine. I'm fine now. Night Owls is back. I missed it.
Good. Well, we're back for you, so no worries. You been out and about?
Well, I went out with Ian on Wednesday and we went down to KFC. He bought a chicken sandwich and I bought a chicken wrap. He had me in stitches. He's a good lad.
Right.
He still hasn't got that up on his phone yet, but I'll tell him to download it.
Plenty of time. What about new video games? How you doing? You got any of them?
Not yet. Waiting for the new Call of Duty coming out, by the way. The new Call of Duty coming out soon.
Right, plenty of time for that.
Plenty of time. It's good that you've got a new show. I know you were a bit upset on the last call.
Absolutely.
But the new people are looking after you and making me very happy that they've took you on and that's...
Well done, Grestest hits. Thank you.
I know you don't record the SoundCloud thing, but I know that's ended that now.
Right. Well, I don't know. We'll try and find out what else there is, because there may well be something else that replaces it. I just haven't learned what it is yet.
Okay. So what you got planned for Saturday?
I have no idea, because it seems like a week away. But looking forward to next Sunday already, because I'm just getting in my stride.
I'll be back again. Is Night Owls on Wednesday? Are you streaming on Wednesday, by the way?
No, but we're thinking about it. It's one of the options that we've got, and there's a few other things that we'll tell you. Keep your ears on, and we'll get through.
I'll do some shout out to Mary and Jimmy, shout out to Neil, shout out to you, and what can I go on after, Alan?
There's nothing in the hat tonight, but there is a competition that I'm just about to finish, okay?
Okay. I'll quickly do about one more thing.
You're very quick.
Yeah, about that girl that got murdered. She got murdered. Yep, it was sad. A girl went on holiday with her family who had special needs, and somebody's murdered, and it's sad.
Yeah, no, it was terrible. Absolutely terrible, isn't it?
But a policeman got murdered. That was sad. He got killed, the policeman.
He did, by being dragged. Horrible story.
And then Alan, a man in the town got murdered because he was trying to help somebody, and then when he murdered the poor man, that's shocking. That
just shows you just got to be super, super careful, especially you, Matthew. I must move on, but thank you very much for calling.
Thanks for fitting me in. Bye.
All right, bye-bye. And the reason is, of course, we're music and talk at the present moment, and this is how I feel, because the first show is just about there.